Hello! Tackling a common misconception in language learning today, which is language learning a talent? Do you have to have this special ability to be able to learn a language to your desired level? And my answer, just to make this quick, is no, I really don't think that you need to have a talent in order to be able to learn a language to a conversational level, or if you're learning to read, to be able to get to that level to read that novel that you would enjoy. What is the difference, though, between a talent and a skill? Because in my opinion, I think that language learning is like any other skill and can be developed. Well, a skill, when I looked up the definition, means something that you can do well. Expertise. When I looked up the definition of a talent, it meant natural aptitude or natural skill. It is something that comes to somebody naturally. However, regardless of whether you have a talent or you would like to work on building up a skill and improving it, both of them require time and effort. Because really, if you're not doing anything with your talent or natural ability to pick up on that thing, whatever it may be, it could be language learning in this case, sports, or playing an instrument, literally anything. If you are not working to improve that, develop it, build it up, refine it, then you're not going to get any better, and all the talent in the world won't even matter if you're not putting it to use. And that's why I want to say that even if you feel that you're not talented, you can still work on that skill. And in that case, I've read that skill can outweigh talent in that sense, because somebody who's constantly working on it, they'll get better. And the person who's talented but not working on it will stay at the same level, even if they can pick that thing up naturally. But what does it mean to be able to say that you speak a language or that you know a language? It is not saying that you speak it or know it flawlessly. I say know it, but mostly I mean speak it or write it or read it flawlessly. It does not mean that you will never make mistakes, because in English, I mess up grammar sometimes and don't even realize it. Other native speakers do as well. We misspell words, we make typos. It also doesn't mean knowing every single word in that language. Also, again, native English speaker here, I don't know every word in English. There are words that I come across that I'll ask, what does this word mean? Or I'll look it up in the dictionary, or sometimes I'll even ask somebody how to pronounce it. I have been speaking Spanish for at least, I would say 7 years now, 8 years. I come across new words all the time, even though I would consider myself conversational in that language. It also does not mean not having an accent. One thing that I learned from Women in Language was that we all have an accent, even in our native language. Also, it's not a bad thing to have an accent in a foreign language. However, if you want to acquire a different accent, then that's understandable, and that can be very fun actually. But it does not mean having a perfect native speaker kind of accent, because the truth is, as long as you can be understood, then that is good enough to be able to communicate. That's all you need, is for some understanding in the communication process. Trust me, there are people who have been learning languages for a long time, and they still struggle with pronouncing certain words at times. I have an accent when I speak Spanish. I do not speak Spanish perfectly. And I know people who have been learning other languages their whole lives, and occasionally a word will trip them up. But does it mean that they don't know that language well? No, it does not mean that. They can communicate perfectly fine. So I wanted to encourage you on that today, because sometimes when we have those thoughts about language learning and whether we can learn a language or not, sometimes we have this idealized view of learning a language and what that looks like and what it means to be able to say that you speak or know a language. And I wanted to kind of debunk those myths and misconceptions today and give you some encouragement, because those kind of thoughts will get you down and they won't push you towards your goals. I think that anybody can learn a language as long as they are consistent, self-disciplined, and persevere. They don't give up. They have that grit. Now, what are your thoughts? What do you think of a skill versus a talent? And do you think that you need to be talented to learn a language, or do you think that anybody can learn a language? I'd love to know in the comments below. And also, you can connect with me on social media and discuss over there as well at Passion for Lang. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.